What's up, guys? The purpose of this video, just so you know, if you're a current viewer of my channel who've seen all my other videos, just know that this video may not be for you. This is to just explain the basics of what dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace is. So if you already know those things, feel free to continue watching just to, see how I explain it, or just to put on some background noise if you want. But what this video is for those of you who are just now figuring out what this is. Maybe you heard something online about it and you're just researching it some more to see if it's something for you. A lot of us who already do it, and I've only been doing it for a little over a month now, but I've found some success with it. So I'm trying to circle back so I can explain to somebody who was like me when I first started, where I had to just find all these different resources and videos and piece together these little nuggets of information to even get an idea of what it really is that I'm trying to figure out how to do. Because like me, most of the time, my experience with hearing about dropshipping comes from really cringy like YouTube advertisements right before videos, and just really sad ads for things like classes, and it just stuff that you're just like, ooh, your alarms go off, that make you say like, this feels scammy to me. And for people who actually do it, it's not scammy. It's not like, it just feels that way because people are making advertisements to sell you stuff in the long run. This dropshipping thing is real. It's just, just like anything else, a normal career path is real, but there's people who make money teaching people how to do it. So in a way, that's what those people are trying to do. They just think that they're getting your attention in a good way, and it's really just makes us all like feel weird. So I'm just going to try to explain to you, what is Facebook Marketplace dropshipping? Basically, in essence, all we're doing is we are finding cheap items online. And I don't mean cheap as in like they have to be crappy or anything. Just items that you feel are low priced that you could sell for more to somebody else who may not know that this is a lower price where you found it. A lot of people do this, especially if you've been researching around, you'll see that a lot of people recommend you start with like Walmart.com. When I first heard that, I thought that was really weird. I was like, what do you mean Walmart.com? Why do I keep hearing that? And it's just a good place to start because it's a legitimate website, first of all. It's getting bigger and bigger at the moment. And they usually use one of the 3 shipping methods that Facebook prefers you use if you are shipping an item through their marketplace. Also, they have really low priced items because of how big of a business they are. And they can usually, it's just a good place to start because their items are so low priced if you find the right things. It's where I started. I still sell things from Walmart.com. A lot of the people I know who make a lot of money doing this still use Walmart.com. They don't use it exclusively now, but just like anything you've ever learned over time how to do, in the beginning you learn the basics and you learn things that you might not necessarily do a year from now or a month or 6 months from now, but you had to start somewhere. And this hopefully is another video that can help you start. So again, what are we kind of doing? When I started, what a lot of us do when we start, and the right way I would say you should start, some people, have different opinions on what websites to start with. I would just go with exactly what you're hearing, Walmart.com. It feels more safe, and I don't know, they just have a good selection of things, and it just feels better when you start. I can't really explain it. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using your Facebook account that you've had for years. I'm assuming you have a Facebook account. And hopefully on your Facebook account, you've navigated your way to Facebook Marketplace at some point, because the understanding is that a lot of us just go to our Facebook Marketplace on our normal Facebooks and we can ship items right away. And it's like, okay, cool. Not everybody can. If you can't ship things from your Facebook Marketplace account, this isn't probably going to work for you. There's ways around it, but if you're just starting, you're not really looking for ways to counter and navigate around loopholes in the system right now. That's not for you. I'm used to it already, and I wouldn't even really know where to start or feel comfortable with doing that. So hopefully, if you check your Facebook account and you go to the marketplace section, if you try to list an item and you get all the way to where it asks you if you want to offer shipping, then you're good to go. You have the shipping option, and that's how this is going to work. But another thing, and by the way, if you're new to my channel, I try to talk real casually. I don't edit these videos a lot. I just talk and I go, and you have to kind of keep up with me with my just kind of having to figure out what I'm saying on the fly, because I'll miss things and I'll remember, and then I'll go back and then I'll explain them again. But you're going to be finding items for low prices online. You're going to be buying those items yourself if somebody places an order on your marketplace. So let's say you go to walmart.com. This is your first item you're looking for, and you find a hammer or whatever for $12. I have not sold a hammer online. I wouldn't recommend doing that, because people who are going to buy a hammer probably know how much a hammer costs. You're looking for things that kind of you can't really perceive what the value is right away. Like if you see a shelf online that you're buying, you have no real clue what the value of that shelf is. You could list the same shelf for $20 or for $200, and a lot of the times you couldn't really tell the difference until you see it up close. And we're not trying to trick people by sending them cheap items. I'm just trying to explain that the value of something needs to be totally something that can be perceived differently from person to person. You're not going to list a name brand, Craftsman tool. You might be able to get away with that, but chances are somebody who buys a Craftsman tool specifically knows approximately how much something costs and knows if they're getting a deal on it. And they probably will price shop that. But a lot of things like furniture, lawn and garden, like equipment, just things that you have no real idea what these things would normally cost. You just have to trust what the internet says they cost. Those are the items that you're going to sell. Just a heads up. Now, that's not the rule across the board, but that's definitely where to start. So basically, you're gonna find an item on Walmart, like I said, a hammer. Let's pick a $12 hammer, and you're going to copy and paste all the photos, descriptions, title, everything, and you're gonna take that stuff from Walmart.com and you're gonna list it on your own Facebook Marketplace account. And it's gonna have the same info. If you want, you can spend extra time trying to make it look all pretty and stuff. A lot of us don't do that. We might adjust it a little bit and add some keywords in the bottom where the tags are, but we don't mess with it too much. And let's say you want to earn, $10 on that. You're like, ooh, I think this can sell for $29 online. You will list it for $29, and then it really only costs $12 if you ever want to buy it. That math doesn't add up. If you want to make $10, $22. Okay, so now there is a Facebook fee, and there's going to be taxes involved most likely. So it's not going to come out to exactly $10. Just know that. Facebook takes a 5% fee when you ship something. They take and remit the taxes already, so you don't have to worry about the tax on the Facebook side. But it's going to cost you tax to buy it. Now, in the future, as you get more into these things, you can get tax exempt, but that's all businessy stuff that you don't need to necessarily worry about right now. Right now, you just need to be comfortable with listing and selling and collecting the profit. So we're going to list that hammer for $22. Potentially, your hopes is that somebody's going to find that on Facebook Marketplace and place an order with you and buy it. When that happens, you'll get a notification, and then you celebrate a little bit. By the way, you're like, oh man, this is so cool. I can't believe somebody just bought that. Why would they do that when it only costs $12 here? You got to get that out of your system. It's going to happen a little bit. Anyway, now Facebook will give you their address, their name, because Facebook's going to basically collect all that information. Like if you bought something online, you're going to have to put in your address of where you want it shipped, all that stuff. Now, you don't get paid right away. But you take that information and you go to Walmart.com again. You place the order as if you're buying it for you with your money. You have to use your bank account or a credit card. I personally use credit cards for this so that when I get the money later, I just pay off the credit card with that money and I keep the profit. That's essentially what we're doing. So I'll go to Walmart.com, buy the hammer for $12, and then put in their address and name. Walmart's going to ship it directly to them. I'm never going to have it with me. I'm never going to touch the item. I just facilitated the purchase in between. I'm a middleman now that the person doesn't even know exists, basically. Now, once you buy the item, you're going to wait a day or two, and then you should, in essence, get shipping from Walmart. You're going to get an email saying your item's on its way or it's shipped. You're going to take that shipping number. You're going to go back to Facebook. It will have a place for you to input that tracking number. And now that person can track the item. Once Facebook shows that the item's been delivered, it takes 5 business days potentially for you to get your money back from Facebook that the customer paid. You will get your payout. And now you got your money back from purchasing the item and a little bit of profit on the top. That's essentially what we're doing. That's all this is. And we're just trying to find the best items and the best ways to replicate the process over and over again. That's Facebook Marketplace dropshipping. And it's pretty cool. I had my doubts at first. My whole channel, if you feel like subscribing, which I would love for you to do, and like the video as well, it's all about me learning as I go and then relating that information back to you in hopefully a simpler manner. I don't always do it the best because I ramble, but I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I might drop affiliate links in my descriptions every once in a while. So if you feel like signing up for some stuff that has nothing to do with me, they just give me a kickback for referencing into it. I will never do that unless it's something that I honestly use and that I've talked about. So I'm just trying to be honest and real with you guys, and loving all of the comments and all the new subscriptions lately. Hopefully you learned kind of just the basics. Maybe this is your first video again of somebody just explaining exactly what's happening, because you just keep getting this information all over the place. People who know crazy what they're doing is explaining all this stuff you don't understand. You will get to that point, but right now focus on the basics. Get a couple sales under your belt before you start trying to learn too much more, because the more you learn, the more you're going to just get turned off by it, and maybe just be like, this isn't for me. It totally can be. You will grow just like any other thing you've ever done. Think about if you've had just a normal job. If you stayed at that job long enough, that job doesn't feel the same as it did your first week. You learn, you become comfortable, things just become second nature, muscle memory kicks in, and you could do that job in your sleep. So just know, just like everything, you're starting something fresh. It will get better, and I'm here to help you throughout the process. Thank you for watching. I'd love for you to subscribe and hit that little bell so you get notified if I make a new video. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.